Hey, this is Philip Vanderbossen with Pickup Truck Plus SUV Talk, and I'm here at Overland Expo East, and I have found the Ford Bronco booth where they have the Heritage Edition on display. So we're going to check that out along with another Bronco that I found here on the show floor, and we're going to get started right now.
What's going on, guys? My name is Chase Gentry, Ford Bronco Ambassador. Today we're going to talk about two red Broncos. We're going to talk about a Heritage and we're going to talk about mine. So it might be a little biased towards mine, but they're both rad trucks. Let's go take a look. Okay, so I spend a lot of my time on the road. I average 20 to 25 days totally adventuring, either by way of off-roading, overlanding, just really spending time off-highway. So that being said, I have built my Bronco specifically to my needs, starting with the armor underneath. I have CBI front rear bumper. I have a Warren Industries 10,000 pound winch on the front of it as well. We've got skid protection underneath. Coming up from the armor, we have some BF Goodrich KM3 tires. Not that the factory Goodyears are a bad tire, I just like to get kind of rowdy in the rocks. So having a little bit beefier tire allows me to be a little stickier and crawl over different obstacles. The tires are wrapped around a Method bead grip rim, which, not that it's a bead lock, but it does allow me to air down a little bit lower for a little plusher ride while I'm off-road, and giving me a little bigger contact pattern on the ground, which is rad. And they look cool, you know, everybody likes it. It looks good, right? Then coming up from that, we have some fiberglass. I think that's the biggest contrast on the Bronco. It kind of throws people off because they don't really know what it is. So this is the 5-inch Advanced Fiberglass Concepts fiberglass replacement fender kit, which gives me a little bit larger profile in the fender well. It's got a 1-inch rise, a 2-inch width increase. The overall profile from fender to fender is actually the same exact as a normal Sasquatch flare, but this just has a better flare look to it. No pun intended there. Coming up from that, we're going to talk about some lighting. So, when you're off-grid, at nighttime, there's no other lights usually besides your headlights. So up front, we have a ton of lumens. There's probably 20 million lumens up there, with all Rigid Industries lights. Up top on the windshield, we've got 5 XD adapts that are GPS lights. So the faster I'm going, the narrower the beam, the slower I'm going, the wider the beam. Coming down to the bumper, we've got 3 different types of Rigid Industries lights. We have an SAE fog light kit in yellow. Then we have 2 SRMs, one in wide and one in driving. So all of the lights are controlled individually via the factory aux switches inside. Really cool option that's pre-wired from the Bronco out of the gate, so you're not worrying about tapping into funky wires and stuff like that. Coming inside the Bronco, I do a lot of media and drone and camera work, so I need to be able to charge all of my equipment. So I have actually deleted part of my second row seating, and I have built a custom floor that houses a Red Arc power management system with a Dakota lithium 135 amp lithium battery. This way I can charge cameras, drones, and all of my power stuff. My refrigerator is an ARB Zero 60 quart fridge, also powered via the Red Arc, and there's also an ARB air compressor inside so I can self-air up. Coming to the back of the Bronco, I have Goose Gear floor plate replacement system. So again, I can tie stuff to the floor so stuff's not banging around in the back of the truck when I'm getting rowdy off-road. And on the back of the tailgate, I have a Goose Gear fold-down table with a cutting board. So how long have I had the Bronco, right? A lot of people want to know that. I post a lot of content all over the country. I got this Bronco in March, and it's got 41,288 miles on it. So if you do the math, that's a lot of driving. I think one month I did 11,000 miles. It has literally been East Coast, West Coast, top to bottom. It's done some of the nation's most iconic trails. It's done all the stuff in Moab, Hell's Revenge, Hell's Gate in reverse, actually, which is crazy. It's been all over the place. It's been an incredible truck. There's really nothing I don't like about it, to be honest. And you're gonna think I'm biased because I'm a Bronco ambassador, but it's legit awesome. I highly suggest you put your rear in a Bronco at some point, whether it be somebody's, but you need to experience it for yourself. Let's go have some fun, check out the Heritage. Okay, so now that we got to take a look at mine, let's take a look at this Heritage Edition. If you're not familiar with the new Heritage that's out, one, it's Bronco's an icon. So being that it's an icon, we got to go back to the roots, right? So the Heritage Edition has a more squared fender flare, kind of like the original 60s Broncos, which in my opinion is dope. I think that they should have came like that from the very beginning. But again, that's why we have the Heritage, to give you that sort of aesthetic appeal to it. Coming from the fenders, we've got a different rim that looks a lot like the old school Steelies, but they're an aluminum rim and white, of course. And then we got some white body side graphics on the Heritage too. White roof. The dash inside the Bronco is actually white as well on the Heritage, and then seat interior is a little different. The powertrains, it's the same across the board. It's just, again, it's a cosmetic difference on the Bronco to give you a little bit more of that old school vibe. On the hardtop, it's a smooth hardtop that's painted in a gloss white as well, so it's a little bit different than the regular Bronco hardtop that's got more of a textured feel to it. This is a just smooth, kind of like your body panels in the Bronco. It kind of ties in with the front grille, which is also a gloss white, and then we've got the red embossed Ford Bronco, or Ford logo on the front, not Bronco anymore. Like again, the old one had the same kind of thing on the front. So it's just, again, back to that old school vibe, new school feel. It's merging the two together. I think it's a really perfect harmony between the two without overplaying out the retro vibe, you know? So it really did a good job with the combination of the two.
So there you go. What do you think? Do you like that custom Bronco that's been all over the country off-roading? Or do you prefer this old school version, the Heritage Edition? Let us know in the comments what you think. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, because we're going to do much more videos here at Overland Expo East. We want to thank you guys always for watching, and we'll see you down the road.